Good morning. I'm Pastor John, and I'm excited to share with you in this children's time this morning. You adults, you can watch, but kids, come move in a little bit closer to the screen, and you will want to watch my hands very closely. Our scripture this morning is from 2 Samuel, and it's about how we as persons of faith ought to treat one another. Relationships are important in our lives, aren't they? How do you get along with your sister? How do you get along with your mom and dad? Have you invited Jesus to be your friend yet? These are all relationships, and relationships are important in our lives. And so I brought a piece of rope along with me today to represent our relationships. Isn't that a nice, smooth rope? Well, I also brought along with me today a pair of scissors. Now, scissors and rope, they don't get along too well with each other. Scissors today are going to represent some of our problems that we have in our relationships with each other. Have any of you gotten into an argument with your brother or your sister? Accidentally, of course, but have you pushed a brother or sister? Have you talked back to mom or dad? Or have you neglected your friendship with Jesus? When those kinds of things happen, that cuts our relationship with those persons. Let me show you. Here's my rope that I have today. And let's just say that you've been arguing with your brother, or maybe it was your sister that you had an argument with. And let me just take this rope down here to the middle of the rope. And what happens when you get into your discussion with your brother or sister? Do you sometimes lose track of what you're doing? And maybe the argument gets worse and you just meant it as a tap, but it was more of a shove, and your sister fell down and she hurt her hand. Oh boy. That becomes a problem, doesn't it? Well, normally, this is the point of time when I do an illusion where I ask for a volunteer. And so today I'm going to have to ask for a virtual volunteer. And so one of you kids out there, I need you to be a part of this. Yeah, you. Yeah, the one pointing back at yourself. That's you. I would like you to be our volunteer today. And do you have virtual scissors, Yeah, I thought you would. And why don't you come up closer to the screen, and you see this loop of rope right here? When you pushed your brother or sister down, and they got hurt, what happens? Now, same time, let's do this all at one time. When I say go, cut with your virtual scissors. 1, 2, 3, go. Okay. Now you've cut with your virtual scissors. Oh. You know what we just did? We cut our rope in half. We cut our relationship with our brother and sister. It's broken. What can we do? Well, we could apologize and say, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. And you could help your brother and sister up. And let's see, let me just tie the two ends here together. Let me get that. We got it all patched up. Our rope's right there. Our rope doesn't look quite so nice, does it? It's got this big knot in the middle of our relationship. The Bible tells us that Christians are to restore those who have sinned to the community of faith gently. What that always calls for is forgiveness. It will always involve us asking Jesus to help make things right and to ask for and to give forgiveness to one another. The Bible's asking us what we need to do in our relationships is to invite Jesus to help us to ask for forgiveness. Asking for forgiveness can be difficult sometimes, but giving forgiveness, wow, that can be tough sometimes. But otherwise, we just got this big, ugly knot in our relationship. What we need to do is invite Jesus to wrap himself around that ugly wound and to help us to forgive and to help us restore another to that relationship. And what we'll see is that Jesus just takes that knot away and our relationship is whole and strong again. That's what the Bible means when it tells us that we ought to restore one another, forgive each other. It makes our relationship completely whole again, not even a knot. Relationships are important. Invite Jesus into your life and help you restore your relationship with others. God bless you today. And thank you for volunteering and helping. You did a good job. God bless.